Hi there, welcome to my new video. As you can see by the title, I'm sorry, I'm not focused. As you can see by the title, this video will not be a tarot reading. This video will actually be just my opinion and just me talking. Well, because the channel is called Tarot&Talks. This video just will be me talking about the recent news that I saw this week. The statement from the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, regarding him asking the governments of the European countries to not give out tourist visas to Russian people, and I think in general to prohibit the entry of Russian people into Europe, and regarding his desire that Russian people who are in Europe already be sent back to Russia. He gave these statements in his interview to Washington Post, and his statements were echoed by the governments of the European Union, such as like Latvian government, if I'm not mistaken. Like their premier was talking that coming to Europe is not a right; it's a privilege. And the Finnish government talking that yes, we need to stop the Russian tourism in Europe, and the Czech Republic government also kind of like echoed the sentiments. And I have already actually recorded a video on this topic, but like it turned out to be quite long, and it kind of felt like a rant. And I with this video, I just want to kind of like structure it more a bit. So my opinion on this is I think that it's a huge blunder for Zelensky to say that. And I will start from the most obvious reason. The first of all is that it is such a good weapon that he gave to Russian propaganda with this statement. And I saw throughout the week Russian propaganda channels running with this statement. And it is bad because Russian people, there are some Russian people at least, who are like in the middle. They are indecisive, like if they are like for what's going on in Ukraine or against it. I don't know Russian laws, so I will not state my position, but I think that you can understand my position. I hope that you can understand my position about this, what's going on. I really need to be careful because I like for statements on the internet, people are getting like huge fines and possibly arrests and confinement and incarceration in Russia. So like just to make that clear. So there are people who are like in the middle. They don't know if they support or not support what's going on. With this statement and how propaganda can use it, it's very easy to make these people lean more towards the government position because with this statement, like why, like and how it works in Russia basically, and what ideas are Russian propagandists are trying to like preach to the Russian people is that Europe is like against Russia, NATO is against Russia, Ukraine is against Russia. They're all Nazis, they're all fascistic governments who hate Russia, who want to exterminate the Russian people. That's how they say it is. I'm just saying like their viewpoint. And with that in mind, when you hear like once again Latvian, I guess, or Estonian, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Premier talking that yes, Europe is a privilege, not a right. They can spin it, and they do spin it, as in, see, those Europeans think that you are filthy subhuman. They don't respect you. They don't see a person in you. They don't see you as equal to them. To them, you are just trash. To them, you are just dust. Just like a very famous Austrian painter believed about the Slavic people and Russian people. That's the same way that they believe and think about you today. So if you don't support the struggle of Putin, in Ukraine. It means that you support your own extermination and extermination of Russia. That's how can they spin it. And that's why with this statement and like getting support from the European governments in his statement, Zelensky gave like a wonderful gift to Russian propaganda. It's so easy to spin the statement in any way possible, in any way to actually excuse what's going on and to explain what's going on in Ukraine and why it all had started. Second of all, it was the first. Second of all, according to the UN, according to the UN declaration of like human rights, we all have the right to go wherever we want and to live wherever we want. I know that like it's just like a piece of paper and nobody really cares about it, but like if you are presumably pro human rights, if you want to support the rights of humans, I'm sorry, to the rights of people, like my brain is a little bit scrambled. Then you cannot say Europe is a privilege not a right. It's not correct, and it really is kind of like effed up, to be honest. Because like, what do you mean it's a privilege not a right? Like, even to me, even though I am kind of like, I guess like more Western type of person, to me it does sound exclusionary. It does sound like we are better than you, to be honest. And like, I saw no problems with Europe letting in immigrants from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, all of these continents in. Never ever I heard it being discussed as like Europe is a privilege, not a right. Like, I mean, yes, of course we had like far right or like just right groups on the right political spectrum who were talking like that, but like their voices were always like on the edge. Like nobody really listened to these voices, and now these voices are getting traction and getting popularity in the European Union. Why? We are not worse than the people who were escaping from their governments from Middle East and Central Asia. And we need help. Because third of all, in his statement, Zelensky told to Washington Post that Russian people chose themselves this government, and like they all need to bear responsibility for the actions. It would work if Russia was an actual democracy. But I believe that it's already pretty established that Russia is an authoritarian regime. We don't really have elections. We don't really have a choice. This choice have been taken from us. Maybe we had a choice back in like the year 2000 when Putin first came to power. But even in 2004, Putin has already established such a system where there were no fair elections, and like the further along we go in time, the worse and worse the situation like had gotten. I'm sorry. I live in Russia, by the way. I live in Moscow right now, so, and I'm natively Russian. I speak Russian as my first language. English is my second language. Like, I just studied in school and online, so I can make mistakes. I'm sorry. And there are no fair elections in Russia. We don't have a choice in Russia. We've never chosen this situation because nobody wants it. Everyone lost from Russia from this. We all live poorer, worse lives than we lived before that. And before that, but before that it was pretty bad already. It was pretty bad. And now it's just getting like worse. And we never chose it. We never voted for it. And even in Russia we have this joke that like, I didn't vote for Putin, my parents didn't vote for Putin, my friends didn't vote for Putin, like nobody I know voted for Putin, and like, look, Putin has gotten like 80-90% of votes and he won the elections. Wow, so good for him. Nobody voted for him. Nobody. And when you see the Russian like sociological agencies who conduct like researches into like, oh, what do Russian people think about this and that, when you see reports from them that like, oh, Russians, like 90% of Russians support what's going on in Ukraine, 80% of Russians like support the current regime, etc. Do you really think that it's true? Do you really think, like, let's talk about it differently. Do you really think that 99.9% support the North Korean regime in North Korea? I don't think so. And to trust these sociological agencies, yes, they can be private, but they are government affiliated either way. And if they publish the numbers that not support the current regime, that don't support the current regime, that are not in line with what the regime thinks it should be, how it should be, then like, these agencies, they would stop existing. People would be fired, heads would roll, people would maybe even put into prisons. And for them, it's like, it's a choice whether, okay, I publish the truth and I get like beaten down for it, or I just try to survive and publish what the government wants to see. And here we come to like one major problem with the statement of Zelensky. If Zelensky really like wants to go through it and the European governments will go with it, then it will make it so much harder for people to stand up to the government, because once again, like, okay, we come back to the sociological, like societal whatever agencies, yes, who publish like the ratings of the like the researches into the thoughts and ideas and moods of the Russian people. If someone out there in one of these agencies, they would love to publish like a paper that clearly states that like, okay, like 0% of Russians support the current situation in the Ukraine and current Russian involvement in the Ukraine, they would be persecuted by the government. And now, at least for now, they can escape to Europe and get an asylum there. But if the desire of Zelensky will be actually taken up by the governments, by the heads of the European countries, then it will mean that these people, they won't have a choice. Like they wouldn't have like, they would have one less route to escape. And where would they go? Georgia is very close to Russia, and like Russian agents can just come to Georgia and stick them there, and like Georgia like can be attacked also. So like it's not safe. All other Caucasian regional countries, also not safe. Turkey, the same authoritarian regime, and like you could be extradited from Turkey to Russia, I believe. Southern Asian countries too far away, and people, they might just not have money to go there. Europe is close, and Europe is like, at least ideologically, very close to the people who would go against the Putin's regime. For Europe to agree to not allow, because like the point that I'm forgetting to mention, and I forgot in the first video too, is that Zelensky wasn't just talking about tourist visas. He was talking about all of the Russian people, not letting them get any visas to Europe. And the Baltic, like the Latvian or whatever premier was also talking about just not letting any Russian people into Europe. Dissidents, opposition, journalists, like whoever. Don't, like, even if you have relatives in Europe who are European citizens, they have the European passport. Even in such a case, you wouldn't be allowed into Europe. And that's awful. Because like, at least now I can fight here, and like if it really gets bad, I can like escape to Europe, like somehow I can run. I can literally just take my legs and walk there, because it's far away and it will take me a long time, but like I will somehow get there. I don't care how, I will get there. But if like they will prohibit Russians entry, then I can't go there. I can't escape. And if you believe that, oh yes, if we will send back Russians who are in Europe right now, and if we don't allow Russians to leave who are in Russia but like want to leave, it will somehow like stir the protests and start the revolution. It won't. It really won't, because you don't understand how powerful Putin is. You don't understand that he can crush people. He doesn't care. He will kill. He will destroy. And people are so scared in Russia, and they are so like downtrodden in Russia that they won't rise up. And it's 15 minutes already. So like I want to kind of finish this video soon. But I would like to finish this video on this idea that like I want people to understand that Russian people are the victim here too. Russian people here in a position like if I would like if I can make an analogy, I'm sorry. It's the same position as like we have like an abusive relationship between a man and a woman, like for example, and you have a man abusing a woman psychologically, physically, because Russian people are dying out. I mean, not only like Russian, like Slavic, but like all people who live in Russia, Tatar, Buryat, Yakut, like all of these people, they're all dying out because of the Russian policies. So we have Russian government, a man abusing Russian people, a woman, and you wouldn't blame a woman that she doesn't leave the relationship or that she doesn't stand up, because you understand that like there has been like decades of psychological manipulation, terror against a woman, against the victim here. They just don't know how to stand up. They just don't know how to fight. They don't see other way. And in such a case, you should support the victims. And of course, like Ukrainian people should get the support, but Russian people who want to leave, they should be allowed to leave. They should be allowed to escape their abuser and to try to start a new life elsewhere. Please do not victim blame. Please support the victims. And please remember that people here in Russia, people there in Ukraine, simple people, not businessmen, not politicians, not like, some like higher ups, whatever. Simple people who live daily lives, we all suffer from Putin. We all have the same person to blame for the problems, and we all should have a chance to escape somewhere and to start a new life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had been thinking about this video for this entire week. And yes, I have a lot of thoughts and emotions and opinions about this situation, and I'm once again thankful that you watched this video. If you have your ideas, your opinions, your thoughts about all of this, leave it in the comment section down below. Press like or dislike, whatever you feel, whatever you want. And yeah, share your thoughts and share your opinions. And if you are interested in these talks or in tarot readings, subscribe to my channel for more videos. I would love to see you here. And thank you once again, and see you in the next video. Bye!